Welcome back, YouTube. We got this 2017 Porsche Cayenne in for front and rear brakes. Customer stated that the pad wear sensor light was on, and we confirmed that it is. The pad wear sensor is touching front and rear rotors. We're going to show you how to do this job with just the basic tools instead of having the fancy caliper tool and all that. So let's get to it. This is just your basic triple square here. You can get that at O'Reilly's, they sell that. Just a 14 millimeter, 16 mil socket with just a normal ratchet. Leave this in there so you can hit it a couple times. These triple squares like to get stuck in the bolts. This bottom one out. We're gonna get this wear sensor off, disconnected in the back. They're always a little bugger. These usually end up getting stuck, even though you're supposed to be able to push right down. They usually get stuck right there. So now we've got that off. In the back here, we have if you can see it, there's the line, the hard line comes up to here, and it goes to a soft line. And you have this little isolator that holds it. And we need to get that isolator out so that we can pull the caliper off. And they have pretty decent amount of little play in them, so we don't have to worry too much about bending anything. All right, so I got that loose, and I'm just gonna take a screwdriver, a couple screwdrivers, and we're gonna pry right against the brake pad and the rotor to push the brake pads, or press the pistons back in the caliper. And these are 6 piston Brembos, so we have 3 on each side. And you gotta, to get them apart, you really need to push on both sides, because it will, if you push on one side, it just ends up pushing the other side out, and vice versa. So you just end up, going back and forth. So we're gonna stick 2 screwdrivers in here.
You do want to push nice and slow too.
Yes. Yep. Nice and slow. We don't want to force anything too fast. These usually move very well. All right. Nice and slow. Just working them down a little bit farther, and now I can feel that they're all the way pushed in. So now we can take those off. Pull off the caliper. You just have to wiggle the line a little bit to get it out of this bracket. So that we can get just enough play to turn it over and get to the brake pads. Not much left on those. All right, now I'm going to take this caliper off and hang it out of the way so that I can get the rotor. I'm just going to put this towel down back here so that it doesn't scratch the caliper. We're just going to use some zip ties today instead of my caliper hangers. And just going to pull that off and just zip tie it to the nearest item. We got the strut right here. Just got to run it through. Tie her up. Okay, now that that's tied up, we'll take off the rotor. We just got to take off this bolt right here, and then probably bound the rotor off because I'm sure it'll be stuck.
What size?
Just a T50 Torx. Let's take that out. Yep, and that's stuck, so we're gonna pop it off with a hammer. Pop it right off. We've got the new rotor here. These are directional, so the vents do go a certain way. I've already cleaned this off with brake clean a couple times and a rag. We'll put that back on. And put our bolt back in. And that's that T50 Torx bit. Shut it on so it's nice and snug. All right, now that's tight. Time for the brake pads. These just pop out pretty easily. They got a little spring that holds them down up top. So we're just gonna grab the new ones. And we're gonna struggle getting to these in. So you gotta push down in just the right spots. Make sure everything gets lined up. Not too much of an angle. Not enough of an angle. Backing plate fell out. Come on. Try it again. Get them in at just the right angle. There's one. Oh, and there's the other one. And then the next side has the sensor in it. As you can see, that's broken down. You see that bare wire there? That's what turns on the light. We got the new one that has the sensor in it and how this is supposed to look. There's quite a bit of material in between the wire and where the sensor is. So feed that through the back side. We're going to do the same thing. Try to kind of line it up and then push down on the spring to get it on the dowels. Put that one in. This one's trying to go in. There we go. Bam, right on like that, just like that. All right, we're ready to go back on. So let's cut these zip ties off. There. Gonna swing it around, and we've pried these open far enough that the caliper can go back on. We just have to guide in the brake hose a little bit. Kind of fell right in. So that's back on. Now time for the bolts. First, this one's still stuck, so we'll put that one back on first. And that's that 14mm triple square. That one started. Top bolt. That one started. So we'll tighten up these first, and then we'll go in and make sure we get our sensor plugged in and we get that little rubber bushing in there. Don't forget to pull these out. Run them down. And grab your ratchet. And we're gonna snug that one up. This one's already started, so it's good there. Get that nice and tight. There we go. Double check. Feels good. I'm gonna get that one back off. As you get stuck on every single one. Top one. Tap for good luck. And back down. And get it nice and tight as well. There we go. Good and tight. All right, we gotta route the brake wear sensor cable in the original routing. You just push it through this little slot right here, holds it in, and then around the brake bleeder cap, and that holds it in there. Back into the bracket, which fits very snugly. Boom. Nice click, that's in. That feels good. Those are all in good there. And now we got to go back around to the back side to get this little isolator in. And just a little bit of pushing and rotating, it'll go right in. All right, and that's in. All right, so I have the caliper bracket bolts tight. I have the brake pad wear sensor routed. That's clicked in. I heard that click. I've got the isolator in the back holding the brake hose. So now all I'm going to do is check the brake fluid after I press on the brake pedal to make sure that the brake fluid level is at the proper level. Thank you for watching. We'll see you on the next video.